Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to this week's SEO Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO.com, and my lovely self, and ODYS up the top there. If you're interested in aged domains, take advantage of a good solid backlink profile, then ODYS is giving you $100 just to sign up and take a look. So go and check them out. And as always, we have Mr. Fred Hutterson back in his rightful position, right on the 10 minutes to go mark, Fred. So doing well there. And the legend that is Mr. Terry Power. How are you, Terry? Hope all is well. What I've got to say about Terry is Terry has more hair on his chin than Chris has in his head. There is a reason behind why Chris is wearing that hat, and it's not because it's cold, as he initially said to me.
It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly.
He's given himself or paid someone to give him a hell of a haircut. So, yeah, you need to ask him if he can take that thing off and show it.
Well, Craig, you know me pretty well. Do you think I paid somebody $20 to buzz my hair?
No,
not a chance.
No, I can tell. Like certainly, like it's kind of longer at certain parts and shit like that. So I can tell it's not even been the wife that's done it. You have literally done that to yourself.
It was actually little Chris.
Little
Chris
and
I, we made like a little, like an hour-long session out of it. We had a fun time. Yeah.
And did you do his hair back? Well, please tell me you done his back.
No, no. He's my.
He's got long hair, right?
Long hair. He's really into the rock and stuff, so he's digging the longer. He's trying to grow his hair, man. I'd been begging him to cut it. Be a stand-up guy. Like cut your hair, get a clean cut. No, man, he won't do it.
Sometimes they look cute with the longer hair when they're younger. So
yeah,
why not?
Why not?
Randy is saying nice took, Palmer. Kenny Diamond, hello. Randy is here. Ravi Gupta, will come back to that in a second. But guys, please do ask your questions in the live chat. We will go through as many of them as we possibly can. Glenart says you're looking good, Chris.
Thank you.
So don't care what anyone like me and anyone else says. You're looking good, mate. Live IRL fan is here. Orlandis Chev. Hello to all. San Francisco in the house. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And Holly from freezing ass Wisconsin. Jesus Christ. It's not so warm here either, guys. But going back to the question from Ravi Gupta, and yeah, Orlandis, I knew what you meant. But Orlandis has a question. Sorry, Ravi Gupta has a question. Is Jarvis too good for writing blogs of websites? No problem from Google, or should we write content from a content writer? So is Jarvis too good is certainly not something I would say. But Chris, content writer, Jarvis, like I know you're a tight guy. Like, is there a middle ground here where we can use a bit of Jarvis and tell us the cheap way?
I'm tight, but sometimes there's some things that we just try, you can't really skimp on, regardless of the fact, can you use Jarvis? Sure. But I think that you're going to have to get actual eyeballs onto the content, plus optimization is a necessity. So I wouldn't go skimping too much, trying to save, the $3 or $4 per 100 words or whatever it is. I think a content writer is essential, especially if we want to start producing something that's legible, or at least rankable.
I hear guys saying like Brad Maybury and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, man, I can fucking spin content up and, it works really well and use these tools and it's working really well, which is fine. I get that. Working well for now being the key words. Is this going to be a long-term thing, or are you going to get slammed on another update if you use these tools and spin that shit up? You're going to wake up one day and you're literally going to get fucking slapped so hard that to the point where you'll be making no money. So that's always my fear, and I'm not sure, if I'm being stupid, but I'm always just thinking, I can cut a corner now and it might work for now, but what happens in the future? And it's why I've always kind of stayed away from the GMB thing, Chris. A lot of people say to me, why have you not, dived into that market? I'm just like, dude, there's too much fucking around and too much stuff, man. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. If I was, pin dropping and getting away with it, and I've got hundreds of thousands of GMBs there, and I'm going to the cost of warming them up with citations and all the other bullshit that everyone does, and then one day I wake up and that's all gone. I would literally fucking kill myself just because I put so much time, energy, and passion into it, which is why I'm like, nah, fuck that shit, man. There's got to be something else where I can make money from. So again, I see AI content a bit like that as well. I'd love to cheat and get it, but me personally, I'm like, nah, I can't. So it's
content's that's something you just can't skimp on. I've tried it both ways, and I'll go with a content written, properly optimized piece of content any day. And I see guys cranking out thousands of pages. Some of them are successful, but if we're putting a ratio against content written versus AI, I bet you this guy has a higher percentage of success than this guy over here. So hey.
And this is coming from one of the tightest guys in SEO. He's telling you to pay for content, so that really is, a situation that you need to take seriously. Anyway, Holly, did you try the bot that Live IRL Fan was going on about last week? Curious to know. Richard Johnson, minus 25. I won't complain about the 55 here in Florida. Man, imagine even coming close to thinking about complaining about that, Richard. 55 I would kill for right now. Not sure exactly what it is here, but it's colder than that in Glasgow.
It's 25 here. 25 and so, -4 in Celsius. So 24 degrees, -4 in Celsius.
I think we are probably sitting around about freezing between 0 and 5. But yeah, it's not 55. You could borderline get a fucking suntan in 55.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So fair play. Maeve, this is my second favourite entertainment show. That must mean something. She said yesterday was her favourite one with Mike and Brad. So that must mean you're not as funny as Mike and Brad, Chris.
Hey, that's okay. I'll take number 2 as long as I'm at the table. I'm cool, man.
Always good to be at the table. But good to see you anyway, Maeve. And that picture. Digital Family. 1,500 USD available. I have 2 websites. One is a local directory and one is an affiliate blog. Should I invest in both and split the budget, or choose with one and go with it till the end?
Choose one.
If so, which one?
I would choose one and run. But the deciding factor there for me, if this was me, is I would pick one. I've done tons, right? And focus on one, focus your energy on one and see it till success. But generally, if I have multiple projects started, what's going to make my determination, if it was a directory, like in your case, directory and affiliate, which one has already produced even just $1, right? So if I would probably go affiliate, but if this one's already cranking dollars, I would put my budget behind that, But if I had to start from the beginning, I'd probably go affiliate, depending on the niche.
I'm going to say affiliate as well. But I think you have to put 1,500 USD is not a huge amount of budget. So I think that has to go all in on one of them. I just don't think $750 across 2 websites is going to scratch the surface. I don't think 1,500 is going to do a huge amount either. But at least if you can spend that and try and get, something happening, whether it's spending it all in content and, getting some traffic in and getting some bucks in, then you can reinvest. So, yeah, that would be my view on it. Mr. Tommy Finnan, good to see you, mate. Craig, I need to join your group. Going to do that now. Appreciate it. Keep forgetting. How can you forget me? But see you Thursday, Chris. But Tommy, there's some good shit in the group. I've had a lot of good feedback from the group. So and there's a lot more to come. So, yeah, you won't be disappointed. But as I've always said, also check this guy's group out. Slightly different format, slightly different structure, but always good, solid information. So, yes, make sure you get your ass along to his on Thursday as well.
Are you getting good feedback by breaking it up like that?
Do you know what? I don't know if it's about. And yeah, I think a few people have said to me, I like the short, sharper approach to it. You know, like the hour-long sessions rather than the 3-hour sessions. You know, and I'll be blunt, right? I'll say this out loud here to you. I've heard several people commenting yours saying there's. I'm not going to name names because that's not fair to do that, but certain individuals take up too much time on the same thing week on week. And for me personally, I think that's slightly problematic. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a group discussion and stuff like that. But, you know, I think I'm trying to condense it all into an hour, and I'm trying to give everyone a little slot to give their feedback. Sometimes I'll present. Yesterday, we were talking about the perfect SEO report, and there's a number of different people in the group. So I'm giving them a couple of minutes to say, here's my report, here's what I do, here's my report, here's what I do. And I'm getting it from an agency owner, I'm getting it from you know, a freelancer, I'm getting it from a rookie, I'm getting it from an experienced guy, and people are sharing, you know, certain little things in there as well. So I think there's massive value there. I'm trying to make sure that people don't have, if it's a 3-hour session, there's a lot more time to pad things out, and it allows more people to talk more shit, is my thing. And, you know, I've got a low attention span, so if someone's talking about something I don't really want to hear about, then I switch off very quickly. And, you know, that's feedback I've taken, not just from yours, but that happens in a lot of these kind of group training things where I've watched a couple of guys in the past, and there's always like a person in that group that just dominates the time. Do you get what I mean? And,
yes.
And I don't think that's fair for the other people. So that's where I've tried to structure it from that point of view, so that it's not, you know, there's no time drain on it, and we're all going, oh fuck, here's him again talking about this fucking same shit. Because you've probably been there, you know. It's grim. So I've tried to take things like that on board and do it slightly differently. There's nothing to suggest that is perfect for everyone. Some people might like having more time on that, you know, more time in front of the camera or whatever. So there's no right or wrong way. I've taken it from not just yours, like I've seen other people, and there's always a guy, every fucking group, that's fucking taken over. So I don't mean that.
And you don't want to be rude and be like,
no.
Like,
but you're sitting there like, and you're trying to cut in, and he's like, oh, but, and then
you're trying to like,
so yeah.
And I'm maybe sometimes too nice. Yeah. But then it screws the other dudes. I already thought of an idea because I was going to implement it. I thought of something already. Because it's really supposed to be like a group consulting. So like a timer, like, hey, you get a session, you get a piece, you get a piece, you get a piece. Yeah, that's easy. I like that idea.
No right or wrong way, but I just think.
No, that's interesting. Thanks for the feedback.
I've been to other masterminds as well, and I don't mind saying this, like Manchester Mastermind, and I've got a lot of friends there, but I already know half the guys in the room, and then they're talking about the same problem they spoke about at the last mastermind, and you're just like, dude, I'm not fucking coming back here to listen to this shit. This guy's got this business, and it's a fucking, you know, it's a doddle. Like, fucking just open your eyes and spend more money on it. You know, you're sitting there like that. So, you know, it's one of those ones where I can't be fucked listening to the same stuff. Like, I don't mind if someone's got new ideas and new stuff. That's where I want to, in my group, just do different crazy shit and try shit out and blow shit up and, you know, cut out all the fucking nonsense. That's what I'm trying to do. But whether I'm successful with that in the long term, I don't know. But I'm quite happy to confront people and say, hey, dude, you can't keep fucking talking pish there. You know, enough's enough. If that means you drop out, then you fucking drop out. I don't care. So, it's got to be good for everyone. You know, that's the whole point. Anyway, enough of a rant about that.
Yeah.
Ravi, should we use a backlink indexing tool to index backlinks? So when you're getting links, Chris, do you do this? Do you try and force index them, or is that a natural thing for you?
I generally am not going to sit and do that. However, you know, The ones that do index, though, I might want to start sending tiers to. Like if I'm building stuff, like I would venture to guess that it's going to be seen and it's going to get counted. If you're building stuff or buying links from somebody and you're not getting credit for them, right, then I'd be looking for a new service provider, And if you're running, say, like GSA or these other types of tools, then yeah, maybe you would. But then again, like, do I want to spend money, a penny a piece, to index those links? If whatever ones hit, they hit, and then just keep building more. If that's what you're doing. If you're doing automated, whatever hits. If it doesn't, keep building more. If you're buying something and it's not hitting, then you have a problem. Then you need to get a new provider, in my opinion.
Okay, going to that level, Ravi, not many people are doing that, and I don't think you need to if you're getting good quality guest posts with unique content. That shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, do what works for you. Kevin McGuire, like all tools, depends on who's using it and for what. I've been working with Phrase, Jarvis, Cora, and SEMrush. All tools require user input. That is very true. Question from Tommy. I'm looking for my business to pop in the knowledge panel. It's keyword plus location. What's your top tips? Top tips for the knowledge panel is more about. And
it's a business.
I've got a video on how to trigger the knowledge panel, whether it's a business, whether it's for your personal brand. Google are looking at joining the dots and getting on other entities rather than on-page spam, if you like, or putting keyword plus location, and that's not a huge thing. It's been on the likes of LinkedIn, Crunchbase, and various other places. And for me to pop a personal knowledge panel, which is harder than a business one, I had to then go and do that IMDb thing, which is why I was in the Crime Lord thing. I had to get cited in other places to make sure that my knowledge panel triggered, because Google and the knowledge panel are looking for certain instances where my profile is listed to be able to do that. So I do have a video. I actually have a podcast with a guy, Jason Bernard, on my YouTube channel as well. He is the guy that talks all about this stuff, your brand setup. And I would definitely watch that because, there's a tool on there that you can see what other guys who've got the knowledge panel and what entities they have and replicate it. It's the same as looking at link building. We do analysis and go, right, that dude's got this, and this, so I need it. It's the same with knowledge panel. You want to make sure you trigger a lot of that stuff as well. So there is a lot of information out there, but it's not quite as easy as, ramming it in, keywords here, there, and everywhere. You need to be consistent, though, with the information that you put out there. If you say, I'm Tommy and I've got 12 years experience on Crunchbase, and then you go to LinkedIn and it says I'm Tommy and I've got 13 years experience and all this stuff, you're confusing the whole setup as well. So try and be consistent with the information that's out there about you on all of the different platforms as well. So you need to make sure that all of that happens. So there is a video on it dedicated to that on my YouTube channel. Hopefully that will give you a lot more in-depth information. But Chris, have you got any secret tips for that as well?
Yeah. So for when we get a new business, like they have a Google business profile, we want everything to start popping up, get the panel. There's really three things that we're going to do. First is those manual social build outs, exactly what Craig was speaking about, like the LinkedIn, the Crunchbase, all those, those particular profiles, manual built. You could get those from whoever. The next thing is data aggregation after you've created your citations, your basic citations. And then the next one, the one that really I think does it, is your paid citations. So like the Inc. profile that I shared, that's a great one. The BBB profile, you start popping those in. The paid ones, the better ones, the higher ticket ones, it'll pop for you. That's usually it. Data aggregation with the paid citations, and then run through all those profiles, it'll pop.
So useful information
for a business.
Yeah. You can get a lot of people to do this. So if you can't be asked doing it all, there are services out there where you can pay a dude to get you listed on fucking Crunchbase and do your profile for you and all that shit. So, there's a lot of those gigs on legit and websites like that. So be very careful what you do, though, because it's easy to pop. It's also equally as easy to get whipped back down if you're seen as acting the goat, so to speak. Not so much with the business, but certainly from a personal one. You know, it's taken me 5 attempts to get my personal one to stick. So just certain words, SEO, digital marketer, I'm not liked. And I can get why, because we guys are seen as manipulators when it comes to this stuff. So careful what you use in there as well. Digital Family, though, has a question. How do you check on Ahrefs and SEMrush to know if a backlink is good for you or not? So obviously we all know how to check what a backlink is and stuff on these platforms. But Chris, how do you dictate whether that's a good link or not? Like what sort of metrics or things are you looking for?
So if any of the top competitors or any competitors have the link, or if the links that they have links to those links. So a good way to visually see this is with the link graph on Majestic. SEMrush has, I forget exactly what they call it. They like TM everything, but they have a way to see like the link line. Like, okay, your competitors have these links. These links are connected to these links. So if your competitors have the link or they're linking to another site, then that link's good for you. If it's in the link graph for your niche, for your keywords, that's one that you want. So those are the best.
Yeah. But also I'm looking at traffic on those links and stuff like that as well. So there are other quality filters. I want to make sure a link that I'm getting does have traffic. The website does have rankings, and a whole bunch of other stuff like that as well. So you need to go and kind of reverse engineer all of that. But a guy like Matthew Woodward has allegedly got a 28-point quality process. So there's 28 different things he checks before he says a link's good or not. Everyone's different, but using these tools, just because it churns out, this guy's got a backlink doesn't necessarily mean it's a good backlink. So you need to be able to understand, maybe it's traffic, maybe it's the referring domains to that particular website and all that kind of stuff. So everyone is slightly different, but hopefully that answer gives you something there. Live IRL fans talking to Holly on that tool. But Eric McDonald, after creating guest posts for my money site, what is the process to power up those guest posts? I've heard you previously mention it. So bought these guest posts, point to your money website, Chris. What's the next step?
Next step is buy more and point them to those, or send blog comments to them, or run it through. My personal favorite right now is Holly's network. So if I buy a nice little back, or even my whole backlink profile for that matter, I like to run it through the network right now.
I've got something to ask on Holly's network, right? So to answer your question, Eric, powering those guest posts up, you can get edits, you can get whatever. Chris is using Holly's network. Anything to power those guest posts up, anything you can get your hands on, has to be cheaper than a guest post, though. Otherwise, what's the point? So it has to be cheaper, whether that, as I say, is any of those. But for Holly's network, Chris, you're saying that's working very well for you. And I'm also on Holly's news network, and I think it's a great thing. But are you giving your VA the access to that? You're not fucking doing that yourself, are you?
Well, so that service that Holly provides is done through email. And I would never give my VA access to Holly. So I deal with Holly I deal with Holly. I like to talk to Holly.
So what, if you've got some shit that goes out there, Holly goes away and does a lot of it for you, is that what you're telling me?
Well, no, you give the email with the article, and then she takes care of it. That's her service.
Right. So I didn't know that if we had to, because I've got access to the network and I've got to manually go in and do shit.
Oh, well, you're able to pick the domain. So you're in the network side. I personally am looking for I want to touch the whole network. I want to send 800 referring domains to wherever I please.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, she offers that as a service, the PR blast across the network. But you have to submit your article with the URLs, obviously.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. So I'm just sometimes when you've got something and you're trying to do it in a bit of a scale, then logging in and fucking going across all of these websites is a pain in the fucking ass. So
is.
that's why I was like, are you giving a VA? Or obviously, Holly, I didn't realize Holly actually had a done for you service. So yeah,
You still have to log in and you still have to send the email. You have to do the process. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but come on, man. You can't be fucking logging into all these sites, like 800 sites, and doing that shit, man.
Not right now. I'm not. Not for the past 30 days. I've been walking through step by step. Like I've been setting up a few more processes for myself.
Cool. Interesting. That's good to know that that's available. So they're talking about their YouTube thing there, Live IRL Fan. Digital Family, what do you think about CITES, local directories, about one exact city on one exact job, like plumber, lawyers, etc.? They are country directories on my country, and they're doing well. CITES, City IEs. I've never heard of them.
So there's directories that are all about like plumbers, or just directories that are all about lawyers, and they're country directories that just list that service. And you want to know if getting listed is good. I mean, I think that's what you're asking. And the question really is that with the top competitors? Is that where they are? You know, is that what you keep seeing, or is this how you found it? Like the guys that you're trying to compete with, are they on there, or gals, whatever? I mean, if that's what you're asking. I mean, if the top competitors are on there, then I would try to get on there. Then yes, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking. It's hard to make out there, my friend.
Equally as well, when you look at citations and stuff, especially with the ones that I get, you're getting geographic specific citations, niche relevant citations, and some general powerful citations. So if that was the case, that would fall under the niche relevant and also the geographic specific. So I would say there's potential for that to be a good thing. Without seeing the actual thing itself, then I wouldn't know. But like Chris says, as every other dude on there, that's what you have to look at. If they're not, and the metrics and the directories are getting no traffic, then it's pointless. So you have to look at it like that. It's not just a case of it's relevant and it's geographic specific. It ticks those two boxes. We need to make sure that directory is important and powerful and trusted by Google for that to pass the benefit, in my opinion. So you need to check that out.
Are you in that camp, Craig? So if there's 10 DR50s, right? And they're guest posts that get 1,000 views, right? Your typical $150 guest post, right?
Yeah.
DR50s. Or we're looking at the backlink profiles of our top competitors. And these are DR50s, but everybody that's in the top competitor for our keywords have these specific sites, right? And they're DR30s and DR50s. Would you rather build all these DR50s, or would you rather get in the link graph? Would you build the unique links, or would you want to get in the link graph for your niche? For you, which one would you lean towards?
I think you've got to do a bit of both. I would have to get in the link graph first and foremost, of course. That's common sense. However, I want that different edge over the competition as well. What have I got that's unique over and above? So if I'm fighting with you and we've both got CNN, Fox News, blah, 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 we've got 5 links, both got it. It comes down to, other things and potentially the uniqueness and the power of some of that other stuff, for matching, in the link graph. I've got to go a step further if I want to crush you.
And that's the question.
That is, so to say I sit somewhere in the middle, I think both are important, but I think obviously the link graph, is a great starting point, but I think there has to be that element of uniqueness. Because for me, if I'm in the link graph and then, my link building activity after that is like the same shit that everyone can get, Market Watch and fucking AP News and all that shit, do I get that, or do I try and get something that costs a little bit more money that's, maybe out with someone else's reach? And of course, I think that's where, spending a few quid on that. I'm not saying go aggressive with it, but I just think those extra few might be the one that pops you right above the competition. So that's where I sit on it.
Nice little twist. I like that. Yep.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm asking. Like, we want to get in so the unique links, you think that's where the competitive edge comes in?
Yeah.
That's what I see. Okay.
But I don't think
we have to get in that graph though, because I've tried it both ways, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna pummel it with niche edits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm doing good, but then you start building some of these bigger links that all the competition has, and then I do a lot better, So there's that mix. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good mix. I think you have to have, but that's it. Holly has paid $15,000 for her mouth surgery on her mouth. So can't till late February. So that's a lot of money to pay for your mouth.
They have those. They have these like unique, these weird little plans now where you could pay monthly, like for dentists, like, because like I signed. Do you have those where you're at in Scotland?
I think so. Yeah.
Instead of like paying like Blue Cross and Blue Shield, they have ones like that are just for dentists or just for like, say, your prescriptions. It's really unique. Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think I pay a monthly subscription, but that's just for general, like going in and getting your teeth cleaned every 3 months, like whatever you call it over there, and your checkups and shit like that. Yep. If I wanted to go and get like cosmetic shit, that stuff costs extra, which again, I think you can get finance options, but my teeth were really bad before I had a lot of work done in my teeth, because I used to drink so much shit, like they were all falling out and all fucked up. So I spent a fortune on my mouth as well, Holly. I was 6 months every fucking week in the dentist chair. Like, I needed a filling in every tooth, my teeth, because I had a fear of the dentist, actually. From the age of about 16 till I was about 28, I did not set foot in a dentist. I was shit scared. I had a bad experience, when I was 16. So my teeth were, I'm not going to say, they weren't like fucking black or fucking hanging off or anything, but they're not as good as they were now. So always look after your teeth, because I was like scared to laugh and shit like that. You're like, laughing under your teeth, like that. So you've got to get that shit fixed, man. It's massively important for your self-confidence as well.
Big time.
So good luck with that, Holly, and I feel your pain, because mine's didn't cost far off of that. But good luck. I fucking still hate the dentist, by the way.
Big time. That sound, that smell, that zzz, oh my god.
Dude, no, it's the drill noise and shit. Like, I'm just lying there, even though I'm super numb and never felt anything. You're just waiting for like to go like to hit a nerve or some shit like that. So I'm holding on, covered in sweat. The guy's like, "Are you okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Dude, just fucking
hurry up. Yeah,
let me out, man. Come on."
this up.
So I'm not scared of that many things, but the fucking dentist, man,
brutal.
You've got me at that. So if you ever want to beat me up or whatever, just bring a dentist drill and
get a lab coat.
Yeah. But how do I build tier 2 links? Recommended services from Jonathan Wick. So is there any services you can recommend, or tier 2? Are you using like GSA, Money Robot, shit like that? What are you doing, Chris?
I'm providing a really nice niche edit service right now. If you're looking for bulk niche edits, I'd be certainly able to help you out. That would make an excellent tier 2 service. Aside from that, affordable guest posts work very well. We could do bulk on that. I mean, if you're looking for links, I could certainly help you out. I'm sure Craig could too.
I can, but we pretty much only sell tier 2 links if you're buying guest posts, and we wouldn't just sell tier 2. So go to this man here if he's doing that as an actual service. But what does something like that cost, Chris? Just as a ballpark figure for people watching who are going, what's the tier 2 link service cost? Is there packages there, and what's the cost?
So yeah, like if you were looking for niche edits, I'd do 10 for 60, $6 a link. You want some affordable guest posts, PBN links that are pretty clean, $5 a unit. I mean, Web 2.0s, you could utilize that, but it's not going to be like the niche edits or the other types of links.
Edits are the ones.
What's that?
Edits are the ones you want.
Yeah, I could get, we could do a lot of edits, but it's $6 a unit. And I think that's below market value right now. I think edits are going for around 11 and a quarter, somewhere in that range. So I think it's a fair price for a really good service.
So I've got a really good serious question here for you. So £6 a unit on the edits. What's your cost price? I'm only kidding on. I'm only kidding. No, that's a good price for an edit. But yeah, it's. I just wanted to see if you were going to answer that one.
I'm a very fair guy.
Yeah, because you can't be making a lot on that. You can't be. Fucking hell. But anyway,
well, I think a lot's relative, though, right? What's a lot? Like on one sale, is that a lot? No. But if 100 guys come, that's a lot. Yeah, I'll take that.
But my point genuinely being is £6 an edit is
more than fair.
Certainly more than fair, because I know some suppliers like Root Sauces that are charging that. So
you think that's too low?
I would say it's cheap.
Okay.
I'll be blunt, right?
Most guys I was going to were charging me about 11, between 10 and 11. So I wanted to slide right underneath that.
The cost of an edit, right, for people that I've used is probably $4 or $5. The actual fucking cost price. If I wanted to sell that, I'm only making a fucking buck at your price. So, it's.
I'm looking for volume though.
Yeah, but if you're going for volume, that's fine. But yeah, my point being is that you are paying $10, $11 for an edit. Like, that's the market value to sell that to the public. So getting it for $6 from you is really fucking cheap.
So eight or $9 would actually be still below and still more than fair. Like, that's the best price. And these edits are pretty nice, actually. Really good.
I don't want to talk your price up, though, Chris. I don't want to talk your price up. So, 6 is being greedy, I think. Keep it at 6.
I try not to be greedy, because I just look out in the marketplace like I look where everyone else is looking. And I just think to myself, well, okay, here's this price, here's this price, here's this price. I'm the best. I want to have the best product for the best price.
Yeah.
Right? That's who you would go to, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I trust Chris. He's got a good price, and here's this. That's how I was looking at it. Like, if you were selling them, I'd go right to you because I trust you and I like you. You know what I mean?
Would you buy them off of me, even though you were the supplier? So I'm going to sell you them at $10.
Oh, not at 10. No, if you could meet the same price, I'd buy them for you in a heartbeat.
Anyway, live IRL fan. Does it take too long to set up your own 4G proxies? I think I'll use Proxies, or is it better to save time and just buy 4G proxies? What you play with this shit, Chris? You're best to answer it.
I've done both. So the answer here is, can you find an affordable service that offers API access? And the answer is, they're out there. There's only about 4 of them that I know. So you want to get into that $35 a month range, but they have to have API access so I can change the IP when I want to every minute or 2 minutes. And that's where they try to get you. Oh, you could change out every 10 minutes or whatever. So you want a low amount of time that I can change it out with API. Once you have that in that 35 range, I think it's better just to buy them. There's only about 4 providers out there that I know of. And that's what I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Hopefully that helps you. I like the shorter sessions better. 3 hours is kind of a long to listen. So some more feedback for you, Chris.
Multiple days is tough, though. I can dedicate a day, but to be able to say an hour randomly in these days, that's...
Come on, man.
I personally can't do that.
Yes, you fucking can. You're doing fucking... Mate, you're doing 6 hours on a fucking Thursday.
In one day.
Yeah, but I'm only doing 3 hours a week.
Yeah, but it's just one day. I dedicate one day to consulting for that particular, like, this day is dedicated to this. You know what I mean?
Come on, 1 hour slots. You can slot an hour in. Come on, man.
Not like a day. Not like a day. A day I could dedicate a whole day. But what I'm thinking about doing is shorten them down to 2-hour sessions. I wanted to see your success, and then I was going to slide another entry in there and do the affiliate. Because that was my original idea anyway. I wanted to see how you were going to launch with that and see how people really like that. And then I was going to do that as another, and still feed it into Thursday, though. Then it would just be boom, boom, boom. So testing, affiliate, group consulting. Bam, bam, bam. And then all in one day. I show up once a week, Thursday, right? Bang it all out. that's, you know, for me. And then I have the rest of the week. I have other projects. I have other businesses, you know, family. You know, man, we talk.
Never a day, man. Come on.
No, I need to maximize my time. I want to maximize time with my son. So I try to cram as much as I can. I really only want to work 3 days, 2 days a week. The rest of the time I want to chill with my son. Because this phase here that they're in, that young phase, that only lasts once they turn 6. They're not like, hey, daddy anymore. So I want to capture that time that I can now. And I'm in a great position in my life that I could do it however I want, you know. So that's the true reason. I don't want to be working all them hours, like different days. I want to with him. To be honest, that's the truth.
Listen, we cannot slag you off for that. That's I don't know. Can't say it. I get it. But anyway, Eric McDonald. When doing guest posts, should I use keywords? Should I use the keywords for the page I am pointing to as the anchor text, or just go with a brand name?
When doing a guest post, should I use keywords for the page I'm pointing to as an anchor text, or should I just go with the brand name? I think that there is a certain amount of links that should contain the keyword, but that should be a very low amount with your most potent links. Most of the time, though, it's going to be naked or branded is what I like to go with. But it's really up to you. And it's, you know, like, what's the SERP calling for? But generally, I don't want to build too many exacts. I say that for my most powerful links. I've gotten ballsy before, but I don't recommend that to people.
No, branded, and Chris says, some of the more powerful ones you can do a bit more keyword specific, whether it's exact match or partial match or whatever. So it's just don't overdo it. Just do not spam the shit out of it is the best way to see it, really. Tap a few here and there, but give a little tickle.
That's right.
I don't know where this tickling thing comes from. It's just fucking nonsense. But
I've been using it too. Like,
have you been using it?
I ran with that. I thought it was fun.
Someone, I think it's our Prosser who sometimes comes in. He's like, so we're talking about words because Brad and Mike are fucking the most famous for using words that don't mean shit. And and we were talking about it, and our Prosser said yesterday, yeah, fucking tickle the GMBs. He's fucking using it now. So, but there is a few, as I say, that I've stolen from others, like domain buoyancy. That like I got that a few weeks ago from Brad Maybury. I'm fucking jotting that one down. That's a fucking good one. Domain buoyancy. That sounds fucking like good shit.
Like
so
something good, yeah.
Yeah. How can I rank images? My e-commerce search terms show a lot of images in Google results, Chris. Image search, how can we rank in that shit? Embeds.
So embeds work pretty good, but I would optimize the image. On top of that, I would look at what the top competitors have as far as the title, like what's that alt text that they're utilizing. If you can match that, plus sending traffic to the actual image URL is always fun. So if you want to rank the image, remember the image has generally, I would send traffic into that image, and I would make sure I'm matching the SERP as far as the title, the alt text.
Interesting. And also, just on that, right? I'm going to give you a bit of feedback here, Chris. So I bought your ranking on TikTok course.
Cool.
The other day. I just curious to see what you were doing and stuff like that. Now, upon following your steps, I done it. So what is SEO is the search term. You see my mug up there very, very quickly. So
and number 3
you said. So what is SEO? Learn SEO. I'm up there as well. So played around with it. But I've got a question for you on it.
Sure.
So I done the SMM panels. I done everything that you basically said on your course, and I'm not going to say everything what is there. If you want his course, you can go and buy it. The same as I did. However, I done everything you said, and I got like all of the stuff from SMM panels and stuff, and I got the views and it's ranking, but it didn't manipulate. So you know how on TikTok, when a video goes viral, it just gets shown to a wider audience and a wider audience and a wider audience. When I was doing that manipulation, it did rank, but it didn't fucking make the thing go viral. So it doesn't fucking work in terms of exploding your video. Like, and I'm just curious if you found that, or that was just unlucky with the test that I was doing, because obviously when I do a stupid dance and it's really funny and everyone likes it and comments on it, the fucking thing blows up and millions of people watch it. Now, when you're doing the manipulation thing, I would have expected the algorithm to be triggered to think that video was bigger than it actually was, and that didn't fucking happen. So what the fuck? Did you find that?
I did. It's quite interesting. I figured out how to successfully get them to rank like you have, but I found the same thing. It's like once you get in position, you'll start gaining a few more views or whatnot, but it doesn't take off. But note this though, like go in and look for a keyword that's not high competition, maybe in the music niche, or keywords like funny, or keywords like, laugh or something that's more fitted to TikTok. And I think you might find better success, more views. But we're doing SEO. I mean, how many views are there?
Yeah.
So
it's
but those other keywords are hard. They're a lot harder.
Yeah, trying to get up there for funny video or something. Fuck me. That I'll give it a try and I'll see if it did. But I was curious to see what you'd tested, and I tried it out, and it worked. However, it didn't have that kind of viral explosion of the video, which I was just like, that's a bit shit. So it's like there's kind of two algorithms there, the one for like the viral thing and one for ranking. Like they're two different fucking things.
For sure.
So yeah, I just wanted to see what your feedback was in that. But
yeah, you'll start picking up some views, but it doesn't go bananas though. Nah, not like a dancing video on the steps or something. Like it doesn't.
That's
like you might get. Yeah.
I want that shit again, because like I've had maybe 3, 4, 5 videos tops that have blown up like really good over like fucking, I don't know, 200-300 videos. So I was just like, man, I'm going to check Chris's course, see what the fuck I can do, see if I can get all my videos viral. And nah, it didn't go viral.
Well, it's pretty cool though to pretty much call your shot for medium to low competition keywords and own pretty much. I mean, really though, you could go through with 100 keywords, and what's it cost? $3 a video.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So for $300, I could go out there and create 100 positions basically. So that's how I was looking at it, but it's up to everybody.
Yeah. Huh? There's still be more on that though. I'll come back. Yep. Ravi, the color red behind me is Tyson Fury's boxing glove.
Cool.
Signed by the man himself. So I've got a new background. I've got shelving here. I'm going to put all my kind of memorabilia and shit in there and get a new just a better background. I'm going to have lights and all that in it, so it will look better. It's currently a work in progress, so that's what that is. Madge from Magic PR is here. Good to see you, mate. Cheers, guys. No problem. Tommy, Swansea, easy to pop and easy to drop. That is right. A link is a link is a link is a link. With Holly Stark saying, send the GSA blast to those links is Terry Powers' way of doing it, which again is a perfectly feasible option. Eric, is the service Holly offers available to us? If so, what is the service URL? So I'm assuming that is a public service, Chris, not just a Chris Palmer exclusive service.
Oh yeah, so you can go to Holly Stark's store. If you just search for Holly Stark's online, you'll find her store. And then she does blasts. You get 4 a month for $200, or if you just want a single, I could help you maybe with that. But I think getting the 4 a month from Holly is like the best value, so
try it out, Eric. As I say, Holly is someone I'm a big fan of anyway.
Very fair too. She's very fair.
Yeah, probably undercharges to a certain degree, given that she does everything in a fucking crazy ass scale. So when you're getting a blast from Holly, it's certainly a slightly different blast than you would get from others, I would imagine. It's certainly a more aggressive blast. And I know that sounds seedy as fuck, so sorry, Holly. I'm going to move on. Ryan Houghton is here. Good to see you, mate. Tommy is... Obviously, it's odd. It's like you work in SEO or something. Holly, I go to a specialty clinic, so my insurance doesn't pay for it, Chris. And that is just the bottom jaw. Top jaw's another 15K in April.
Damn.
Sedation dentistry. So Holly also has the fear. I wish I got sedation. And it'd probably be good to just get it all fucking done in one go. But I don't like sedation, man. I won't wake back up. That is the problem. Aaron Semenoff, hello. Madge is laughing. Chris, where in your website can we purchase the tier 2 niche edits?
Yeah, so www.chrispalmerseo.com. You can find it says niche edits, 10 niche edits. You got to buy them in batches of 10. Yep.
Terry Power wants to lock in at £6, or he's going to beat your ass. Terry's a big guy, so Chris has just accepted £6 for you, Terry, forevermore.
Yeah, 6 is fair. We can do 6. For you, we might be able to work out something else.
Madge is asking Chris, so you just explained where to buy it. So Madge, over on Chris's website, chrispalmerseo.com.
www.chrispalmerseo.com.
Yeah, forgot the www is important because it doesn't work otherwise. So how the fuck you got yourself into that mess when it's a fairly easy fix, Chris? Come on, sort that shit out. But don't blame the platform. Susan Johnson is asking, as a woman, how do I get Google News approved? Now, as a woman or anything else out there, it really doesn't matter. The process can, and I actually recommended this to someone else earlier, Madge from magicpr.com has a service where you can either buy the training for it, which is something like $400 or $500, or he does it for you for $149. Madge, if you can share the link on that in the chat, that would be good. But as a woman, you should be able to get that Google News approval, whether, as I say, woman, guy, or whatever. It shouldn't be a problem as long as you tick the boxes that is required for Google News approval, and you can get a little bit of an increase in traffic, certainly from being in Google News and stuff. So definitely something I would recommend. And Holly Starks has a fucking news network, so she's doing it time and time again. And she is a woman, and she's got all sorts of niches. So regardless of anything, it can be done. So hopefully that helps you, Susan. Holly Starks is saying, Chris, we figured out how to get our directions to actually drive remotely in VPS, so it actually looks like a cell phone driving. Doing it with emulators that we wrote. Don't, Holly, man. I'm just getting used to having the fucking phones. Don't change the goalpost now. Let me have some fun with the phones a bit more first. Keep your emulators away. So, Holly, that ought to work on device farms. Could. Randy says, grab the time with your kids while you can. When you're young, you can connect and influence. Once they hit 12 or 13, you begin to lose them to all of the outside issues. No way. My guy's getting chained up. He ain't going out to play with some scum. Yeah. Our Prosser, what up, my man? Hope you're well. Holly saying she doesn't know if it'll work in a device farm. And Glennart, Chris, what's the quickest way to find the image URL?
So generally, the image URLs are very easy to find. So I'm assuming you're using WordPress. If you are, it's inside your media bucket. If you're trying to find it, say in the search results, then you just right click and open link in new window, and it'll give you the URL. So this is also a quite effective way to maybe send a lot of traffic to somebody's site at scale too, is utilizing the images. Yeah. Yes.
Hopefully that helps you, Glennart. But yeah, under the media folder, then you see all your stuff down the right-hand side, that big long URL, which is sometimes really hard to copy and paste. Don't ask me why, but it's always niggly on WordPress. Copy and paste that shit.
A mile long, yeah.
But that's the one you're looking for. Send them to your website URL if possible. It's always going to help. Randy is saying, I think content is critical on TikTok. You have to do something that's odd, shocking, or sexy. I'm not sure I've done anything sexy on there, but hey, I certainly tick a lot of those odd boxes and potentially shocking. So I can do I can do that. Try naked SEO to go viral. Man, you don't want to see me naked. You really do.
He does.
What should be the brand keyword for an exact match domain name, Chris? So what would you do if you've got like plumbers in Ohio, like plumbers Ohio or some shit .com, and you want to do a branded anchor to the website? What the hell would you make it?
So in those cases, I've ran across that a lot of times. Usually we'll build in, like in that case, we'll build an anchor text that say, we would do naked, or we would just do Ohio, or we would just do plumber, or we would make a very long, like very in Ohio, plumbers in Ohio, like add a little bit of generic in there.
Cool. There you go, honey. Randy Roddy is laughing at our Proxies joke. Affordable mobile proxies you recommend to use with CTR Booster. So, Chris, you mentioned that you knew a 4 that allowed you to do what you wanted them to do. Are you able to name who those are?
No, but you can find them. I'm definitely not gonna. I wouldn't give up who I've been testing out now. No, because it's limited too. Like it's not like going to I forget what it's not like going to Storm or something where it's like unlimited.
Yeah.
No, there's only so many slots, and I don't want to blow that up. Yeah.
You selfish git. But our processor, if you're going to use CTR Booster, go to Gareth Acott himself. He's the guy that now owns CTR Booster, and he also does have mobile proxies that you can rent or buy or whatever it is that he does. So go to him. It's well spoke about on his group, in the CTR Booster group, so you should be able to find that quite easy. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but just go direct to Gareth Acott and just say, dude, fucking sort me out with your mobile proxies, and hopefully he can sort you out our processor. Allah, good to see you. ZD Electrical is late to the party as always. Hope we're smashing it. Chris is smashing the beanie, for sure, rocking the beanie or rocking the beanie. Turbo Proxy is what Randy Rodé is saying for you, our processor. Live IRL fan. I've never tried TikTok, but I would assume it's to do with the retention of the video. Do you guys know what retention you're getting? That is, it gives you an average retention, very much like any other analytical thing. There is analytics on there. Retention is, of course, a big thing in terms of going viral. So retention, same as YouTube, retention, watch time, all of that kind of stuff is really important. However, is that important in terms of getting ranking? It's not, clearly not. So there's two different algorithms there that, go hand in hand. I'm not sure they work hand in hand or what. Still got more digging to do. But for me, whilst I triggered the ranking side, it didn't trigger the going viral side. So that's where I'm thinking there's two different things going on here. So
sure.
There you go. And Holly Starks is saying she's trying the 301 casino trick now, Chris. So Holly is trying casino tricks.
I don't blame you.
I'm not talking about ranking a keyword. I'm talking about going viral. With any platform, yes, retention and watch time, as I said, is what makes you go viral. So, as I say, we've tested both. I know what works for both, but they're both very different things. But going viral, of course, comes down to a lot of the engagement. And I would assume if someone watches the same video 2 or 3 times, yeah, I think that would be a signal that works. Obviously, I think for me, when it comes to YouTube and going viral, you need to hit the ground running. So it's getting likes, comments, shares, and all that shit very, very quickly. I think that's a massive signal, because the one that Chris mentioned earlier, the one with me dancing in the steps, literally we were sat there and we're just like refreshing. It was like another 100,000 were watching it, and it was just fucking blown and blown and blown. So obviously the more people that are sharing, the more people that are laughing at it, whatever, it goes crazy. It's wild how it works. But yeah, I think obviously people sharing it to their friends, watching it 2 or 3 times, liking it, commenting on it, all of these things go massive. But I think obviously the watch time is one of the biggest signals that could probably work for it. And yes, there is, you can do it. Chris mentioned, well, I'm not even going to say it actually. I'm not going to say it because I'm not giving all of Chris's course here, so I'm going to shut up. But anyway, there is time limits on TikTok. You can go from anything from, 5 seconds right up to 3 minutes now on TikTok. All I'm going to say is I don't believe that 3-minute videos are going to get a huge retention time. You need to be short, sharp, and stuff like that. So I think that goes the same with anything, though. People's brains, and that's what I'm trying to, we were talking about earlier, Chris, in terms of the mastermind group. I think people's brains do go after a period of time. So short, sharp, and to the point. It's like trying to do the same thing in the kind of mastermind format, just to deliver the shit and cut out all the garbage. I think it's going to get more people retaining in my group, if you like. And again, the same goes for TikTok and anything else. So yeah, that's the way I see it.
I was really, really what I was trying to structure was like almost like a whole day. Like I've had real jobs in the past, believe it or not. And dude, you have to show up for 8 hours. But when you start doing the SEO stuff, it's or any digital marketing, it's an 8-hour day is
that's a long day.
To sit and do one thing is quite long. Just one thing. Oh my gosh, that's a long day. Because you're doing a million things.
Yeah, it's mad. I try and break my day up, go to the gym, come back, do a bit, do something else, come back, do a bit more, go away, do something else, come back and do a live. I try and break my stuff up so that it's not the same bullshit, but that's just what works for me personally.
I'm curious about man, I think I'm gonna join your group actually.
Why not?
In there? Yeah, why not? I'd like to see I'd like to watch you go through the casino. So I have 2, I wouldn't say they're best friends. I know 2 guys that are in that space. So it'd be interesting to see what I watch them do and what you're doing. I'd like to see what's the difference.
Yeah. Always be interesting.
Yeah.
Always be interesting. We do have one last question. Live IRL fan did say Vine used to be 7 seconds before Jack Dorsey shut it down because it wasn't profitable. Vine is a good old thing that I never tried out, but heard a lot of good things. But I didn't ever play on Vine, so I'm not sure whether that worked or not. I don't even know if I've ever had an account for Vine. But anyway, last question. Allah, how long did it take before you saw movement with Holly's network, Chris?
Man, I would probably say 30 days.
30 days.
I pointed in some relatively long tail generic keywords to a particular page, and 30 days later it went from nowhere to page 1.
That's a fact. And one final thing, hopefully that helps you, Allah. Richard's just joined my group. He's off to find yours. It's seomastermind.org. Is that right, Chris?
Yep, that's correct. Thank you.
That is where Chris's is, Richard, just so you know. And as always, Chris has some gems in there. I've looked in through a friend's account, which Chris has seen. Me sitting behind Mark's Lawrence going, hey! But from what I've seen, there's always been knowledge bombs, and I think, Mark Lawrence. I mean, I don't even need to try and sell Chris's group. Chris does enough videos and gives enough away for free. But Mark Lawrence and stuff do speak very highly of the shit that you've taught them, and they've obviously progressed a lot over the period of time.
Guys.
So, and then that goes the same for your Paul Delaney's and you know, some of the other guys that I actually talk to have always said, like, Chris is a great guy, great group, and learned a lot of stuff there. So definitely for anyone else, you know, who hasn't joined Chris's group, I think joining, you know, my group's one thing. I think you have to get information from different sources. We're both playing a different game, slightly. Chris does a lot of local stuff and talks about local stuff, and there's always going to be, you know, areas that you need to improve on. But one last thing, Holly's asked, what other coaching groups are you guys in? I have been in a lot in the past, Holly, like the Traffic Think Tank and all that kind of stuff. The problem for me with this is I'm not in a lot of other coaching groups just now. I'd rather just go to a dude. So I messaged a guy called Gordon Campbell, who's local to me, and he's a genius at pay-per-click. And I basically messaged him today, and I says, dude, like, I want to pay for some of your time. I just want you to show me the hacks when it comes to paid search and shit that I'm missing out on. Is there any tricks? Is there any shit how to get your quality score up, like, without basically fucking sucking eggs all the time? And so I'd rather just go and pay a dude for stuff, and I do that a lot more than I do sit in coaching groups, because I think, you know, I've been in the game 20 years, so there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't claim to be skilled at everything, but a lot of stuff I've heard, a lot of stuff that's just not relevant to what I do just now, in particular, like the GMB stuff, you know, and, you know, it's not something I lean heavily on. So I think for me to join certain groups where they're maybe heavily emphasizing you know, the local stuff or the lead gen stuff just doesn't work for me, because it's just not something I want to be fucking messing around with. So that's why I don't think coaching groups are always best suited for me, because a lot of them are just the same shit. I bought Matthew Wood. So the past couple of months, I have bought a Pinterest course from Simon Hogbin. I bought Matthew Woodward's 90-day SEO course, just to see what shit was in there, and I wanted to see his knowledge panel stuff. And I'm doing the pay-per-click thing. So, you know, I just want to polish up on my skills. Other things that I am looking for would be YouTube ads. I want to do more in Instagram. I want to understand how that shit works, how we can make shit work faster. I bought Chris's TikTok course the 2-3 days ago. So I'm not saying coaching groups are not good. I am very, very interested in paying, you know, for education and stuff like that. I just don't do it under the guise of a coaching group. Just again for a number of reasons. But Chris, are you in any coaching groups?
IMG. I'm in their group. I get, you know, I get some stuff kicked back from SIA. So I like SIA stuff. I like IMG stuff. I see a lot of Semantic Masteries, Mastermind stuff, or Heavy Hitter Club, it's called. I'm in those. I guess I'm not technically in them, but yeah, I like those. That's, you know, but it's pretty much.
So when you say you're in some dodgy group buy because you don't want to pay the full price, am I right?
Well, no, I just have, I think I might know somebody that's in the group, and I'll say, hey, what'd you learn this week? You know, or what's new this month? You know, and they'll say, blah, 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 blah. Or like some things, like I might see them talking publicly, and I'll say, hey, can you explain this to me? You know, and they'll say, here's the PDF, or here's the walkthrough. And because I'm always curious. I think everybody is, you know, like, hey, what is this guy doing? What's this guy doing? What's this guy doing? You know?
No, listen, I think you've got to look at your peers and say, what the fuck can I get off of them? What are they doing that I'm not? Chris, are you able to share your email for ZD Electrical? He's signed up for CaliCube, which is Jason Bernard's knowledge graph thing, but he's wanting Chris's email. So what, are you sharing that publicly? Do you share that shit?
Well, Dune has, I mean, I would just talk to me right through the www Chris Palmer SEO. There's a messaging system right there. It makes my life so easy. But Chris at Chris Palmer Marketing is the email.
There you go. Chris, you need to do a private in-person mastermind.
I've been thinking about that. I've been working on something very silently, that I was thinking about teaching as a live mastermind. I was thinking about that, like actually an in-person deal. I was contemplating that. Yeah.
And what does Holly mean? I'll be there tomorrow. Is there some shit that's going on and I'm not invited? Like, where the hell are you going tomorrow, Holly? Are you got some private mastermind going on tomorrow, Chris?
Tomorrow's my day, my mastermind day.
In your group, but not an in-person one.
Well, no, I had a particular client that was having a massive issue with YouTube. And I propositioned Holly if she would talk to me, I think tonight, and then tomorrow we have our mastermind.
Ah, cool. If he does, right. Now I'm getting confused. If he does a mastermind, then she'll be there tomorrow. So yeah, do a mastermind, Chris. I'll come as well.
Really?
Yeah,
dude, you guys are like, man, that's wow, what a blessing. Holly, dude, like you guys, dude, both of you, dude, I used to harass you. How much did I harass you like 2.5 years ago in your freaking group? Like, yo, Craig, what's up, dude? I was like trying everything to talk to Craig. And now, man, I love it, man. What a blessing. What a blessing. You guys
always
are great.
good to be surrounded by good people. As I say, you go to these things, surround yourself with clever people, and as I say, I always learn bits and bobs from other people, so why the fuck not? And the UK borders are open again now, Holly, so hopefully we can get something organised over here this year as well. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop waffling because we are like 11 minutes over and Chris is probably going to go, I need to run. So we will wrap up for this week, guys, and we will catch you same time next week. Appreciate all the questions and all of the other stuff. So thank you very much, guys, and check out ODYS. Check out Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube. Check out SEOmastermind.org. Check out CraigCampbellMastermind.com. And that's it. So check out SEO Rocks if that's Terry Power's thing. Check out everyone. Holly Start Store, Magic PR.
Go everywhere.
Check them all out.
Check everybody out.
But yeah, fucking. And Randy's as well. 38 Digital Market. But on that note, guys, see you later on. Cheers.
Bye.